Finally, they don't look like Kobe's because just in time for the NBA playoffs, Morant unveiled the Nike Jaw 3, his third signature shoe in a burgundy colorway nicknamed Max Volume. And just by looking at the images and videos of the shoe, it's clear. The Nike Jaw 3 at least doesn't seem to be trying to be another Kobe shoe, unlike the Nike Jaw 1 and 2. What Ja himself says about how the shoe came about says a lot. So Ja said that he told Nike's design team that he needs something that talks even before he laces it up. He wanted the Jaw 3 to feel like his game and personality, and he wanted the designers to not be scared, to push it, make it rugged, make it different, which means Ja knows without actually saying it that his past two signature shoes were not as unique as he wanted them to be. And so we have the Nike Jaw 3 also making its official NBA debut in Game 1 of the first round of the playoffs between the OKC Thunder and the Memphis Grizzlies. Shea also debuted a new colorway of the Converse Shea 001, but more on that in a separate video. But for now, let's have a quick conversation. Alright, so hold on. Back in November 26, 2024, I posted a video where I basically said that the Nike Jaw 3 was already out in production back then. That's because we already had a style code even before leaked images of the shoe first came out. However, the style code was for a predominantly black colorway and release date was scheduled for July 22, 2025 for $130. Barely 2 days later, or on November 28, 2024, I posted a follow-up video after 4 colorways of the Nike Jaw 3 were leaked. One of those colorways includes the one that Ja unveiled. The leaked images were right. The most prominent feature of the shoe is the jaw design on the midsection formed by an upright swoosh resembling the letter J, and beside it the letter A formed by the diagonal lines coming together in the middle. Back then, people said that the leaked renders make the Jaw 3 look like the Nike Alpha Menace Elite. The visual similarities are there, although I think that with the photos of the shoe making the details clearer, there's more to the Jaw 3 than a nod to the past. Here's where it starts to get a bit more interesting. The Nike Jaw 3 will use ZoomX foam and it could be full length. Gone is the small rectangular zoom unit as the main cushioning tech, and it's a welcome and much needed upgrade because fans of the signature line might have wanted a bit more from the cushioning of the Jaw 1 and 2. For $130 retail price, having a full-length ZoomX foam isn't all that bad, especially since the Nike GT Cut 3 which had ZoomX retailed for $190. But it could be that the Jaw 3 will use a carrier foam for the ZoomX for some stability, similar to the setup in the GT Cut 3, and of course for cost-cutting measures. But either way, this is a welcome change, and I think it's the right time for Nike to introduce a different and most likely better cushioning setup to Jaw's signature shoes. Otherwise, reusing the same setup in the Jaw 1 and 2 would have made the Jaw 3 just another mediocre Nike shoe in my opinion. And then you have the upper and the outsole. Mesh is used for the upper, but the interesting part is the overlay. It consists of multiple small units of molded TPU shaped into Jaw's logo. These units make up a larger pattern that forms scratch marks, a design that we have previously seen in the scratch colorways of Jaw's previous shoes. These small logos and scratch patterns extend to the cupsole and in fact form much of the traction pattern of the shoe. The pattern looks deep and widely spaced except at the midfoot section where you have a flat surface, kind of like a clearing, where it features the text "A happy jaw is a scary jaw." That line came from one of his interview responses before the start of the season. Asked if he's motivated to show the NBA he's still that high-flying point guard after the suspensions and a shoulder injury limited him to 9 games last season, Ja said that he's happy and that a happy jaw is a scary jaw for a lot of people. It's always nice to seeing new shoes debut during the NBA playoffs, and the Nike Jaw 3 is off to a good start as far as making noise in max volume goes. Too bad that the Thunder dumped the Grizzlies by 51 points. Nevertheless, the shoe is a sharp departure from the perfunctory build the shoe around the swoosh approach that Nike and Ben Thankame have adopted for so long. The Jaw 3 has a rugged design that sits well with Jaw's style of play, and for that I think Nike did a great job. It's basically refreshing to see, although from a purely performance standpoint much remains to be seen. But for now, I'm hoping Jaw will debut more colorways throughout the playoffs, but let me know what you think.